They are catering to their desire for self-preservation. They are not living totally for him. Can you break that down for us, please, sir?
Well, to live totally for God means to live in risk day in, day out. To live totally for him is to live being aware that today I'm ready to lose my life. And for that, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. For example, if you go in the metro or in the underground, and if you want to live totally for God, really, you will not just sit in the underground and say, well, I must respect the rights of people by my side. You will shine because you realize that I'm the light. And I must begin to talk to people on my right and left. And I must begin to carry that light and let that light shine. Even in the metro or in the underground or in the buses or anywhere I am, or in the mall or in the shop or in the supermarket, I must release Christ through me today. Even when people don't like it. But most people will not do it, not just because they are afraid of the reactions of the people, but they will not do it because they are ashamed. They are timid. They say, oh, what would they think about me? Oh, they would think I'm a freak, I'm a fanatic, they love themselves too much. We concentrate on ourselves. That is why the timid is there. But we are not dead enough to say, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care if they laugh at me. I don't care if they ridicule me, if they mock me. I don't care what they do with me. I am dead already. I don't care what people think. I'm just going to do what I need to do. That is the biggest fear we have in the churches today. People are not afraid. Like, for example, people are afraid of talking the way I'm talking because you're afraid of offending some pastors, or you're afraid of offending some of these. Oh, what would they think about me? People are not sold out to him. People are, concerned about their own image, and people are concerned about their own authority or their own, or people's opinion about them. That timidity is what is holding us back. We want to be accepted by everybody. We want to be regarded as good. But all those things are a signal and a sign of not being sold out to God, of not being dead to themselves, and of not being committed to the kingdom. If you are really committed to the kingdom, you will realize that it doesn't matter how many people you don't please. It doesn't matter how many people are against you. If the whole world is against you, it doesn't matter, as long as you please one. So it doesn't matter how many people you don't please, if you can please one, and only one, the God of heaven. As long as you know that by talking to those people in the metro, in the underground, in the mall, even though they are not pleased with you, they are attacking you, they're making you embarrassed, but as long as you know that you please him, that's the only one that matters to please. As long as you please him, and as long as you are committed to him, it doesn't matter who you displace after that. Because when you are committed to him, you know that it doesn't matter how many people are against you if he is for you. But if he is against you, it doesn't matter how many people you please. And it doesn't matter how many people are for you if he is against you. So we should rather be directed and guided by the desire to please the heart of God. We should be so committed to him that there is only one thing that matters to us. I want him to please him. That's the only desire. That's the only reason I want to live. If I will live today and I will not be sure that I will be pleasing him, I don't want to live at all. I would rather lose my life right off than not pleasing him. And it doesn't matter how many people you please if you are not pleasing him. It's a waste of time. But I would rather offend the whole world. I would rather offend everybody from right and left. As long as I know that I am pleasing him. We are not so connected to heaven as to make pleasing him our priority. We are not so committed to him. We are not so much in love in him as to think about only of his opinion. That only what he thinks about me matters. I don't care what other people think about me. I don't care what they will say about me. I don't care what I think about myself. As long as I know that he is pleased, and that by so doing I seek to please his heart. if you will just commit yourself to please him, and that's the only passion of your life, just to please him. Thereby, even as many people as you might have offended, doesn't matter on the road, as long as you are sure in the process you are pleasing him. We are not so committed anymore. We are now more committed to pleasing ourselves. So the God of our lives is no more him. We are now the God of our lives. And that's a tragedy.
You're talking about being dead to self. I read in the book several cases in which people in the system have tried to kill you. They've come to the church. And in the church, but by the grace of God, some members have through revelation from God, known that something was about to happen. And God stepped in, you were saved. You went in the underground. There was a revelation about that as well, that someone came close to you to shoot you. People interceded. You stepped in the underground. The guy who was meant to shoot you, as he was approaching you, the gun fell out of his hand. As he bent over to pick it up, you were gone. And I'm sure so many other cases like that. So what makes you keep driving forward rather than backing off? Even when the guys within the system came to see you, and they said they're giving you two options. That you're messing up things in this country. One of the two options is either you pack your load and go out of this country, or the other option is get killed. And yet, if it was any of these guys, just say, listen, I can go start a ministry somewhere else and just go. Yet you're still there, and you told them to go and tell the ones who sent them that you'll be here, they will come and go, and you're still going to be here. And they still can't understand you. What do you think is going on?
I think the bottom line is to define the purpose of your life. The only thing I'm concerned about at this moment is to make sure that I'm pleasing him and I'm making his heart rejoice. I want to be like Job, of which he said, of whom God said, Satan, have you tested? Have you been to my servant Job? Do you know him? Have you been around him lately? I want to be a kind of person that God could brag on. And for God to be able to brag on me, I must be committed totally to pleasing him. And as long as I please him, even in death, I'm the happiest of person.
And the interesting thing was that I came across this in your office. It's actually from a national magazine where it's blatant, because if this happens in England or in America, you can sue this paper or whoever is behind it.
Explain to them what that is.
So yes, there are two pictures here. The gentleman here is the mayor of Kyiv.
That's the target.
Mayor of Kyiv, and there's a target on him that is like people being told that they should get rid of him.
The gun target.
Yeah. And behind him, Pastor Sunday standing there with a target also on him to be eliminated. This is in the national...
And instructions on top how to do that.
Yeah, the instruction is in Ukrainian. Can you explain to us what the instruction is?
Yeah, they're giving 5 points how to shoot, how to target, how to shoot, how to do all those things.
And you can't sue them here.
Yeah,
in England,
they think that I am behind the mayor. The mayor is a member of our church. That is not really a Ukrainian that is ruling their land. That is this black man that is behind the whole thing. So if you get the opportunity to shoot at him, please go ahead and do it. Those are public advertisements, like
this is serious.
In the newspapers.
But then you can't do this even in the Western civilized world, because people will sue you, sue the magazine, sue whoever, and get a lot of money out of them. But tell me, with all these threats, you still don't have this heavy security protecting all over the place. The guys who don't have any threat on their lives, who are just there they want to make sure they stay alive to eat the money they've been able to accumulate. They have more guys running around them than you. Aren't you afraid of death?
No, that would be a privilege to me. The earlier I die, the better. I'm trying to negotiate it with God that I will not want to. I know when I will die. I know the age I will die. So I'm trying to negotiate with him that he should make it happen faster. Because it's a dream to go and meet my Lord. It's a dream to meet Jesus. That's what I'm living for. It's my life. It's my love. It's my passion. is a dream to meet him. The faster I could go, the better. The only reason I'm here is just to please him as well. So if my being here will please him, I will stay here for as long as possible. But, if the egoistic desire of mine is to go as fast as possible. So I cannot be afraid of death. That's my graduation. When you are being graduated from university, you are not sad. That's when you rejoice most.
But some people will ask you, like, what about your wife and your children, the family?
Who will take better care of them than him? Even if I'm here, if he is not taking care of my wife and children, in vain the builder is building, or the guide is trying to protect. Who will take better care of my wife and my children than God himself? If I graduate to be with him, that is the biggest blessing they could have, because they come under the direct care of the Almighty. What could be better than that?
Serious. Wow, this is heavy stuff. Because a lot of us, mostly the reason we say, well, we just want to make sure we're
Let
around.
me tell you something. You are not free until you overcome the fear of death. You are not free at all of anything until you overcome the fear of death. You are not even free. You are not free. You are living in bondage, because it says that fear puts a snare. It's a snare. It puts a man in snare. It's a snare to man. You are in a snare. You are in a bondage until you can overcome the fear of death, because that's the greatest fear. In Hebrews chapter 2, it says that of those that if destroy the power of death, that as hell in bondage, those people who are afraid of death all their lives. So the greatest fear is the fear of death all over, world over. And until you overcome that fear, which is the fear of death, you are not free at all. But show me a man that has overcome the fear of death is a radical.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you heard and saw. And I pray that God will use this program to transform your life and lift you higher and higher to the glory of his name. Thank you for watching. And remember, there is more to come your way. God bless you, and bye for now.
300 Christians needed to change the spiritual temperature of this nation forever. Are you one of them? The Bible says creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. For this end time, you don't have to be a pastor or someone in a leadership position in a church to be part of this great move of God. All you need is a genuine hunger for the kingdom of God to be established on earth. Pastor Sunday Adelaja, the pastor of the largest church in Europe, the Embassy of God, is initiating a move of God in this nation called the History Makers Bible School. The History Makers Bible School takes place only on one Saturday every month to equip you for the next level. It will also be a good opportunity to network with like-minded Christians. You will receive tried and tested keys to church growth and pastoring without tears at the Emmanuel Center, 9 to 23 Marsham Street, Victoria, London, Southwest 1P 3DW. Registration is £40 per session. To register, call 0798 114 6157 or email admin@hmbsuk.org or visit the website at www.hmbsuk.org. Whatever you do, don't miss this move of God. Call the number on the screen now to register. Remember, you were called for a time like this.